All right. So yesterday we went over numbers 1 and 2. We talked about a couple ways to do it. The book gave us like 4 methods, and sometimes that can be more overwhelming than just giving you one, right? But the reason it gives you 4 methods is because some might make more sense to you than others. So it would be super helpful if you guys could be quiet. Have your book open to page 11 because we're going over it. And you're going to use that on today's assignment. So yesterday we talked about when we have miles like per hour. Remember, we would take miles and divide it by the hour. So here we said miles divided by the hour. Then when they wanted to figure out miles in 1 minute, we had to take miles and divide it by the minutes. So now with number 3, as we're looking at that, it says a small airplane flew 104 miles in 50 minutes. At this rate, how many miles can it fly in 1 hour? So now we want miles per hour, which is miles divided by hour again. So if you figure out what you want to know, that helps you figure out how to set the problem up. So if we want miles divided by hours, we're going to take 104 miles divided by hours. So they're really nice to you. They changed 50 minutes into the hour amount. So 104 divided by 5/6. Which really means we can write 104 as a fraction. And then when we divide, we multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to flip the fraction. It becomes 6/5. Yes, so you might want your calculators for sure. 104 times 6. 624 divided by 5. So if I divide this by 5, we have 124 and 8/10, which is 4/5. And this is how many miles? That's how many miles. Can you write it as a decimal? Sure. As long as it's not a repeating decimal, right? Then you'd have to write it as a fraction to be as specific as possible. It's out of 5 because we flipped these. It's a good question. All right. So DeAndre downloaded 8 apps onto his tablet in 12 seconds. At this rate, how many apps could he download in 1 minute? So we want apps per minute. So we're going to take apps and divide by the minutes. Well, of course, this was nice to us again. They told us the minutes. So we have apps. So 8 divided by the minutes, which is 1/5. We can rewrite 8 as an improper fraction. Then we have to change to multiplication and flip the fraction. We multiply by the reciprocal. So really, we just have 8 times 5, which is what? 40 what? 40 apps. That's how many apps he could download in 1 minute. All right, in Lixu's garden, the green pepper plants grew 5 inches in 3/4 of a month. At this rate, how many feet can they grow in 1 month? Feet per month. So I have feet divided by months. So how many feet? What's our feet number? This is our feet number. 5 nights.
How many feet can I grow a month?
And guys, can you please be quiet? And then we're dividing by months. How many months? 3/4 of a month. So we're going to keep, change, flip. Remember, this isn't asking us inches, it's asking us how many feet. So this is in feet. So not quite a whole foot. All right, so let's see what this next one wants to know. Thunder from a bolt of lightning travels 1/10 mile in 1/2 a second. At this rate, how many miles can it travel in 1 second? So we have miles divided by seconds. So how many miles? 1/10 divided by seconds, which is 1/2, which is keep, change, flip. 2/10. So 2/10, which is equal to 1/5 of a mile. All right, the average sneeze can travel 3/100ths of a mile in 3 seconds. How far can it travel in 1 minute? So we want miles divided by minutes. So here's our mile number, 3/100ths divided by minutes. So don't divide by 3, right? We want to divide by the minutes, which is 1/20th. So we have to keep, change, flip. Now this is nice. You can take 20 out of here, and this becomes 5. So we're left with 3/5. 3/5 of a mile in a minute. You should have already done this. That's why I'm going fast. I'm reteaching it because you're going to have some time to do it on your own in just a minute here. All right. Anita is making headbands for her softball team. She needs a total of 3/4 yards of fabric. Select all types of fabric that cost less than $8 per yard. So we're trying to find the cost, so dollars per yard. So dollars divided by yards. So we have to take 554 and divide it by, let's say 3/4 is 75/100ths. Then we have to do the same thing with this one, because that's 3/4. I thought it would be easier for you to use your calculators. And then we have to do the same thing with these last two. So let's punch these into our calculators to figure out our cost per yard. We only know what it is per 3/4 of a yard. Please be quiet. 5.54 divided by 0.75. Whoops. So let's just say this one is less than 8, right? So we can say cotton is less than $8. We're looking at flannel. We're going to take 2.62 divided by 0.75. So this is less than $8, of course. So obviously fleece is going to be, because it's cheaper than cotton. Let's try terry cloth. 6.52 divided by 0.75. This is more. So only cotton, flannel, and fleece are cheaper enough. All right, I have reinforcement packets for you to be working on. So some of these you can use You might see these exact problems in your packet. We're gonna just do 1-1 today.